Alright, Bezrat Hashem, we're back at the Limud of Sefer Yirat Hashem. Today is the 6th of the month of Mar Cheshvan. Bezrat Hashem. Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov Markel. יש שם כבר היום או לא? שמים שם היום? בשעה טובה מוצלחת. מזל טוב, מזל טוב. זה סבא פעם שלישית? כן. בשעה טובה מוצלחת. עוד 100 פעמים. עוד 100 פעמים, בעזרת השם לפחות. Okay, חבר'ה, בואו נראה. So let's go back to the limud. Today is the Thursday, the 5th day of the week of פרשת שבת לך לך. Okay, so the rabbi says like this. וזה שכתוב, ציון במשפט תפדה, the rabbi says, ושביה בצדקה. The Jewish nation are redeemed במשפט, and the best thing is to do tzedakah, as we said yesterday. But the rabbi explaining, what's mishpat? Remez, nekama bagoim. The Kadosh Baruch Hu will make a judgment, and he will take revengeance on the goyim. Tzedakah, what's tzedakah? What does this pasuk say? The person mention of charity. Remez al geulat Israel. Tzedakah will be from HaShem. That's the geulah. That's the redemption. Choshvim lo b'tzedkatam ki im b'rishat hagoyim ahem. So we have to know it's not because of our righteousness. It's not because of our righteousness. All of this is happening, but because the goyim have too much resha, too much evil. Az bazeh nigalim. So the Jewish nation will be redeemed through that aspect. שהאמת לאמיתו, הגויים גזלו והחרימו את כספם של ישראל בטענה שעברו על חוקותיהם. The goyim come and they are claiming the reason why they have our permission to harm us is because the goyim will always claim we cheated them. Look at today. Look at the whole Goyish world. Anything with the Jew, you're a thief. Every time, Jew, you're a thief. They're always looking for a scapegoat. The reason why they want to harm us. Every time. What is it, thief? They come up with the rules. Christianity, the most despicable religion there is. What do they do, Christians? This the Goyim in Europe in the last 2-3 centuries, right? They made rules. The law was, if you were a Jew, you could not own a business, right? Then what did they do? Because Jews always had money, what did the Goyim do? The Goyim came and said to the Jews, the only thing you're allowed to do, the only thing you're allowed to do is lend money with ribit. And then what did? They did catch-22. They went around and started preaching Christianity, which was the most prevalent religion in Europe. Then they started spreading rumors, the Bible is against lending with interest. You hear? So if you take a look at most of the pogroms, this Rashaim of Christians against the Jews in Europe, were based on that reality. That the general public bought this garbage, and they said, look, these Jews are going against the religion, right? Don't lend out money with interest, right? And that's how if you take a look through the whole pogroms, all this balagan, the Jews were always attacked. The rabbi says that's what they do. They come up with the new rules just to cause problems to the Jews. Like I said too many times, somebody told me, Rabbi, what are you talking about? I said, anything a Goy does, it's always against Jew. Any rules, any law. For instance, here in America, they came up with a law, you cannot hit your children. Why is that coming from? Because actually in the Torah it says clearly you must hit your child. If you want to have nahat, if you want to educate children, the children are, until the age of 13 for sure, they have Eitzer Ra, they only have evilness in their minds. They have zero inclination to do good, children. And the Torah tells us, if you want to see a production, of a good production, you must slap him. The Gemara says so much so, the Gemara in Masechta Makot says, that if a father kills his son while he's training him, he doesn't go to Galut, he doesn't get punished. And more than that, the Gemara asks, what about if a child is good? The Gemara says, no, hit him, so he will not become bad. Meaning, give him he should know that there is a father. And we know the parents are what? Parents are God. The child, the way that we already discussed earlier in the Sefer already, you mentioned, What's the barometer? How do you know what your fear of Hashem is? See how you treat your parents. If you mistreat your parents, for sure you don't respect your Hashem. Since Hashem has the power of allowing angels to punish us, to hurt us, so it's a father's obligation. It's a father's responsibility to give a patch to his son, so he understands that there is a superior power in this world, and that he will be punished if he misbehaves. And if you think that a child is a good one who will not misbehave, the Gemara tells us, it's not possible, because everybody has Yetzer Hara. Everybody. There is no person in this world who does not have an evil inclination. So, in the 1990s, the Goyim realized that. The Goyim, if you take a look at the Goyim, they're a bunch of herd. If you think how they even talk about themselves, they're always saying, we're the herd. They're all herd. They're all sheep. They're all followers. Goyim, most of the Goyim will never argue with you on the price. They come to a store, what's the price? $30. Pay $30, bye-bye. A Jew comes in, what you say, 30? I could buy it for 7. Right away. You hear? A Jew always knows how to whistle out. So the same thing. Children in school, public school, a Goy does whatever the teacher tells him. 99.9% almost never had problems with their children. By us, it's a known fact. Children will try to figure out a way to whistle out from the Rebbe, from the teacher's way. So the Torah tells the Rebbe, what? What do you say, Zohar? The what? No, okay, good. I know what you're saying. Today, you're right, Zohar. Right now, today's generation, this is what you're seeing in public school. Is exactly started 25 years ago. You will never see this in any public school. What you see today, I understand what you're saying. What? Okay. 25, I'm telling you right now, 25 to 30 years ago, there was not, what you see today in public school, you will never see in the beginning of late 1980s, and not in the beginning of 1990s, for sure not. What you see today is a result of that. Okay, what happened? There was no strictness anymore. Basically, they put handcuffs on teachers. Okay? Yeah, but again, where did it stem from? Because the Torah obligates us to hit our children. They came up with all the stories. No, hitting children is abuse now, right? They're making everything upside down. Okay? So what happened? You took away fear. So automatically. I know, but you can't just. Yeah. Nobody said hit a child with abuse. We're not saying you're supposed to hit up your child because you just want to hit him. You want to make sure that the child understands that touching electricity is wrong. Being disrespectful to a teacher, it's wrong. Being disrespectful to an older person is wrong. Give him a zetz if he deserves it. There's not a problem with that. You have to do it. The Torah tells us you must do it. You must even hit him when he is perfect. He is a good child. Hit him. So he knows that there is such a concept of if you misbehave, and Hashem will punish you. If a father and mother is God, we're representing God in this world, we are physical God, then the way the child acts to us, he will act to Hashem. So for sure, if he's not fearing of father and mother, came American courts, and they took away entire fear from father and mother. So now what's happening? It's getting worse and worse. You're right. Now in public school, a teacher cannot even say a word because they come through it. But you're right. 30 years plus, there was no problems at all in public school. Almost, it was unheard of. But the Jewish children are always looking for excuses, and the Goyim know that. So they came up with a lot of excuses. If I tell you how they came up with this whole balagan, you can't hit your children. Bichlal was outrageous how they even started. They took the most wildest case, and they brought it they made an example, and then the judges started making rulings. Even I remember in 1992, a father slaps his child on the street in Manhattan. Police arrested him for slapping his child. A father, and that was like all over the news. What's happening? You slapped his child because he was a chutzpah. No, you can't slap your child. They're gonna arrest you.
I saw about 10 years ago in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah.
It was obviously like some tourists.
Yeah.
The guy slept in the middle of the midtown.
Okay.
The guy slapped his son.
And
I saw that maybe somebody else, but that's it.
and what? The police arrested the guy? Baruch Hashem. Now they're actually making movies now for police not to arrest, because what's happening now, everybody realizing it's wrong. Now they're making movies. A police officer comes to a house. The child made a phone call. I just saw a commercial or something. I don't know. On TikTok something came up. Some crazy guy with the police. I like to see stories with police. So a child called the police, and the police officer wanted to hear the whole story. She hit him with the belt the first time, and he skipped school or whatever. So the police officer tells the child, "Listen, mister, if you call us again, I'm gonna make sure to whip you to the pole." And in reality, that's what has to be happening. A child has to know there is fear. The child must be fearing his parents. And the Goyim specifically, that's what the rabbi is saying here. They make up rules to hurt the Jews, always. New rules. There's about 380 laws that if a Goy wants to implement, they could arrest every Jew today right now. Every Jew, every citizen, by the way, in America is breaking about 380 laws. So if they want to hurt us, they're going to hurt us like this. Somebody tells me, Rabbi, don't put my name, they're going to put me on the blacklist. I said, Habibi, you were born in the blacklist already. What do you think? The Goyim, they care about us. They know exactly where every Jew is and how to trace them and how to HaShem hurt them. ונותנים עליהם כל מיני כנסות והשתמשו בכספם להעלות לירח ולא כוכבים. What they do, they will make abuse of all the Jews. They'll make.
But the beating children, I'm telling you, I worked in black schools. One of the biggest problems there, just one, is that the parents are a lot of the parents are just abusers of drugs and alcohol.
I understand, but
They beat the kids on the phone.
I promise you, Zor. Let's go do your research. I promise you, those kids that are being bitten to the pole by their parents, they're all geniuses, and they're becoming to be good entrepreneurs, and they have a derech eretz, and they know how to behave. The kids that you're talking about are totally neglected by the parents. And the parents are afraid, totally neglected. You understand? There is an element of fear was instituted into the parents, and the parents are not allowed to hit their children. And most of the children that are misbehaving, those are the ones that watching MTV all day. VH1, I don't know if it still exists, and they're playing games. What? Okay, so all those garbage things that they're playing games, wild games, and all those murderers and never hit by all those the murderer children that were murdering children, and the shootout in schools. All those children, if you look at, they were not hit by the parents. If they were hit by the parents, they would be much better. And by the way, you could go and check statistics. Most of the successful, doesn't matter, black or white, any children today in America are only the ones that grew up in a house where there was a strict rules and they would get beaten up sometimes. And it's a good thing. And it's a good thing for a child. But that's not the point. The point over here is the rabbi says the Goyim, the HaShem will take vengeance on them. Why is he going to take vengeance? Because they are abusing their power of a gun and courts in order to prevent the Jews to thrive in the Limud Torah and to obviously chinuch our children, which is number one important thing. Today you have children in New York and in New Jersey stealing cars from shuls, totally abusing the system. Why? Because the government is going to protect them. Rahman al-Islam. And that's what's happening here, exactly. Okay, we're going to end off here. We're going to end off here. It is Kul Mitzvot. Zohar, 8:45, okay? Baruch Adonai L'olam, amen, amen.